Don says, question 30. Now, you stated earlier that toward the center of this galaxy, I believe in what, to use a poor term, you would call the older portion, you would find no service to self polarization, but that this was what you might call a later experience. Am I correct in assuming that this is true of the other galaxies with which wanderers from Ra have experience? That at the center of these galaxies, only the service to others polarity existed, and the experiment started farther out toward the rim of the galaxy. Ra says various logoi and sub-logoi had various methods of arriving at the discovery of the efficiency of free will in intensifying the experience of the Creator by the Creator. However, in each case, this has been a pattern. Let me just say that I would like to spend a lot of time in this answer, but I won't. So I could. Oh my God. I wish what I'm doing, could be done in a sort of seminar so people can ask questions and we can enjoy this conversation as opposed to being just one-sided from my side and from yours as well. This is just beautiful. So, okay, what do we have? Let me do my best at imagining what you might be asking at this point, and if not, just putting things in your field of visualization. So what do we have? We're taking each galaxy, right, as an example and saying that all of them had no veil, okay, in their development. And that's why Don is kind of struggling a little bit with words by saying that it is a poor term to call it, this spreading, meaning that there was a gradual process because everything has happened simultaneously. And I'll do my best to compact this into a full interpretation. But in essence, Don is asking, at the beginning, right? That's what he doesn't like much, the time frame. But the experience of the Creator was without veil, and suddenly it created the veil, right? But this experience at the center of the galaxy was the beginning stages. So there is a process of movement of the Creator experience. Let me put it this way. And again, please just keep this as an example of how I visualize things. The center of the galaxy has the oldest experiences. Okay? So the octave has been moving through the densities there without veil. So third density, it seems like it's no longer possible towards the center of the galaxy. And so all we have is the mind-body spirits that existed in the center of the galaxy or close to and around the center of the galaxy, of course, moving through the densities. Some of them have already ended their journey, and they have become one with the Creator, meaning that all that experience has been absorbed by the Creator, and no more experience through those mind-body spirits were possible. At some point, the veil was perceived. Now, the veil created this mind-body-spirit complex, which is what we experience right now. We experience this human form in this planet, but the characteristic of the human form is that we don't know that we know. It's that simple. We are not aware that we are aware. We take that for granted. And so we believe more in the perceptions of separation. So consciousness at the basis of reality is ignored. And so we prefer to see particles or separation as the basis of reality. This is due to the veil, you see? And so as we experience this. This is actually new for the creator, and this didn't happen at the center of the galaxy. It seems to be happening more towards the rims of the galaxy, or outer arms of the spiral of the galaxy, you see. And certainly the sun is out the outer edges of the galaxy. So that's where Dawn is going to. That there is a later experience that had the veil. And Dawn particularly says, if this is true of other galaxies in which wanderers of Ra have experienced, meaning that you have gone to other galaxies, did this happen? What was it that happened? That at the center of these galaxies, only the service to others polarity existed, which I wouldn't call it service to others, it's just service to the one. I'm not going to call it service to self or service to others. Service to the one. Everybody knew oneness. So that's what was at the center of the galaxies, right? Service to one existed. And the experiment started farther out toward the rim of the galaxy. So we know this happened here on this galaxy. Did it happen in other galaxies? Ra says various logoi and sublogoi had various methods of arriving at the discovery. Okay, what was this discovery? We'll get to that, but first pause. Not only different logoi, which are galaxies, but sublogoi, they had various methods of arriving at this discovery, that they wanted to intensify the experience of the creator. Now, what was it that they discovered? The efficiency of free will in intensifying the experience of the creator by the creator. Let's go portion by portion. The discovery of the efficiency of free will, okay, in intensifying. Free will is this extension that was granted to the mind-body-spirit complex as it was veiled, because now the mind-body-spirit can become autonomous, if you will. It has its own direction of free will, and it's not guided by it's left alone. You see, it leaves the father, the prodigal's son. That's what it means. It leaves the father in search for itself, but the father is itself. You see, it's not a father and a son. They're one. I and the Father are one. You see, so many things that are related to this, but you can begin to see it. So that is the efficiency of free will intensifying. Now, did I just say I and the Father are one? Well, this is what Ra says: intensifying the experience of the Creator, the Son, by the Creator, the Father. So one and the same, of the Creator by the Creator. In each case, this has been a pattern. Now, I'm going to expand this a little bit more into our practical awareness. When you realize that you are consciousness and that everything that you are experiencing, you are creating within your mind. Okay, this is not about the power of consciousness manifesting worlds and so on. Go to your experience and notice that everything that you know is contained within your mind. In other words, you are creating it. And every change, every transformation that your mind has transforms the way you look at the world and the universe. So you have the power to change, in essence, everything. People confuse this with saying, oh, I have the power to change countries and to change the planet. That's the service to self path, which is quite inefficient, I might say, which is using perception to change the world, using matter and bodies to change the world. No. When you realize that you are the projector, you stop trying to rearrange the pixels because the pixels are, in essence, your creation. So might as well just change what is projected on those pixels and the image changes because you are the projector. Consciousness is the light. And so by you noticing this, right, I am the creator, everything is contained within you. There is nothing else that you can see and say, that's outside of me. People, stars, events, past, future, anything that your mind creates is within you. So it is you who's creating everything. This conversation can go into a long tangent in terms of how do I do this? How do I become aware, and why is it that I don't have total control? Very poor word to use here, but yeah, total control over everything. Well, the answer to all of that is the veil. So what we need to do is penetrate the veil. How do we do that? Well, that's going into knowing yourself. If you know yourself and you get in touch with who you are, consciousness, you start tapping into intelligent infinity. And that starts to change your world without effort. Let me emphasize that. Contact with intelligent infinity, realizing who you are and being in touch with that starts to change your world without effort, meaning that you don't have to think about it. It just happens. And the result of those changes are always more blissful experiences and a more blissful state of being. Let me say that. So I took you to the whole trip of not having at the center of the galaxy free will, in the sense of there's always free will in the whole creation, but extended free will, which is I am my own creation. See, becoming a total sub-logos or sub-logos. Then through the veil, we create this, and now is a different intense experience because we're lost in this view of separation. And through separation, we go back to oneness. So much we can say here, but I wanted to bring it to that experience which we can have right now, and that touching with who we are. This is what the essence of meditation is, just getting in touch with this consciousness, this awareness that we are pure, simple, unadulterated, imperturbable awareness.